The components of Cisco SD-WAN, which is a kit from Webtailor, but now we don't call it as Webtailor SD-WAN, Cisco's SD-WAN, period. Now, this SD-WAN has got 4 separate planes. One is for the orchestration. Orchestration here means the one which enrolls, groups all the edge devices. Let's say I have 5 sites in different location, and all these 5 need to form a group. To identify this 5 device in the universe, I should not call it as universe, to identify these 5 sites in the internet, I need an orchestration plane. I need someone to identify that 5 device, verify that it belongs to us, because it's a big internet, hundreds and thousands of edge devices. There may be some hundreds of SD-WAN Webtailor edge devices in the globe, but not all belong to my company. There's only 5. There is only 5 among hundreds. So I need an orchestrator to identify that 5 device only as a group member, which is taken care by the orchestration plane. And the other responsibility of this orchestration plane is to introduce the management plane and the control plane to the data plane that is discovered. I repeat, orchestration plane helps to identify that 5 edge devices, 5 branch office edge device, which is a data plane. The edge devices are data plane. Now, that 5 data plane needs someone to tell what to do, what traffic to allow, what traffic to deny, and that 5 devices also need to be controlled, managed through some application. So the orchestrator, after identifying the data plane, it introduces the data plane to the management plane and the control plane. That's what I want to say. The orchestrator introduces the data plane to the management plane of the same group and the control plane of the same group. When I say group, I mean my organizational units. My organization has got 5 sites, and the 5 sites have got controllers. Only these 5 sites and the controllers need to be united. So to identify these 5 sites, we need an orchestrator. Orchestrator uses whitelist model to authenticate the 5 sites. What is whitelist model? Orchestrator uses the information of those 5 sites, which is given to the orchestrator before the edge device comes. Say, for example, when you come to the office, the security guy who is going to talk to you, allow you inside, he knows already that you will be coming. He knows how you look. He knows your ID. He knows everything about you. Before you come, I inform the security guy that this is how Robert looks like. And this is the ID he will be carrying. So now the security guy is the orchestration plane. There are thousands of people walking in the morning to the security gate. But when you come in, when you try coming in, the security guy already knows you. He says, yes, I was waiting for you. Welcome. Now, you go to that building inside and you'll see a receptionist there. You go and meet there. The security guy tells you. So he shows you the direction after you are recognized by the orchestration plane. The orchestration plane provides you the information about the management plane and the control plane. You did not come here to see the security guy. You have come here to do business. But for that, first the security guy need to check whether you are the right person. That is orchestration plane. Now, after that, you need to be introduced to the business team. For that, first you need to go to the receptionist and tell that you have come. And when you go to the management plane, the management plane introduce you to the business team. The receptionist calls the team and the team comes to you, picks you to their cabin, and you sit there and discuss the business, which is a control plane. All right, end of the day, you need the business to be happening. You want the business to happen. So you have come to do the business. Same way, SDWAN. What is the purpose? Zero touch deployment. In another word, plug and play. You remember we spoke yesterday about the computer. In early day computer, it was not plug and play. You need to add the hardware device and then you need to download the driver for that hardware. After you install the driver, you need to restart the laptop or the PC, and then only the operating system and the driver gets added, synced. Only then you can start using the device. That was it. It was a difficult task for us to find the driver for the peripheral that you are trying to install into your laptop, the component. But now, computers, as soon as I plug in, uh, as soon as I plug in my cell phone, immediately my cell phone is asking, should I serve him as a storage media or should I be simply connected for the charging sake? And not only that, your operating system also says that I have recognized a storage box. It means your cell phone flash card is seen as a storage box. You did not install any driver for your cell phone in the laptop. As soon as you plug in your cell phone, your hard disk is available there. The cell phone hard disk is available there in your laptop. So you can copy the documents or you can transfer the document from your computer to the cell phone. Likewise, when you install a Bluetooth, just plug in the dongle if you don't have a Bluetooth or enable the Bluetooth feature. That's all. Your Bluetooth headset get paired with your laptop. You can start using it's plug and play. Likewise, SD-WAN is to reduce the job of the human. Early days, we used to have 6-month project. We need to go to a site, build the site, get paid for that 6 month. But now it's not like that. It's a job of 2 minutes. Someone who don't have any networking knowledge connects the edge device to the LAN and to the WAN and turns on the device. Boom, that's all. As soon as he does that, the data plane comes to the orchestration plane and says, hey, it's me. Do you know me? Orchestration plane says, yes, I can see you. The whitelist model says that you will come. I know your serial number. I know your certificate. I know the certificate that you're sharing with me. I know you. Now you go to the management plane, and management plane will give you the necessary templates for the control plane, and you go to the control plane, get the route information, boom, your routing table is ready. Now you know whom to allow, whom should not allow. You see, plug and play. That's the main aim of SD-WAN. So as soon as the data plane is identified, the data plane gets necessary control plane information from the control plane. Now, how the control plane is built, it is built by the inputs given by you in the management plane. Management plane is a GUI, graphical user interface, where you use some templates and put the necessary configuration before the data plane comes. So this management plane has already informed the orchestrator that I'm ready for deploying a new site in Singapore. This is how the data plane from Singapore will look like. This is the certificate he will be bringing, which is what we call it as whitelist model. So the orchestrator already have this info. So as soon as the Singapore office is turned on, the data plane of the Singapore office approaches the orchestration plane. Now, where is this orchestration plane? It can be on premises, it can be in the public cloud like AWS, or it can be in Cisco's cloud. We have all three options. So the data plane knows the location of the control plane, management plane. Actually, it knows the location of the orchestration plane. Once the authentication is through, orchestration plane reveals the location of the management plane and the control plane. This control plane and management plane will help the data plane to receive the control plane, like routing informations. So you no need to go to the Singapore office to configure BGP, MPLS, or OSPF or multicasting. It gets deployed. It gets enabled automatically. Here we can see that management plane, orchestration plane, and the control plane. And you can see the control plane more than one. There are 3 control planes. Yes, you have big internet and you want to have multiple control plane for fast convergence. The control plane is what called as vSmart. vSmart is responsible for your routing tables in the sites, in the data plane. It is the control plane which is dictating the route information and policy information for the packet forwarding. Orchestration plane is just for bonding, just for identifying the group members. That's why we call this vBond. It is just for bonding purpose, connecting the management, control, and data plane in a one group. So your SDWAN, your organization SDWAN will tie up with your group of device. So now this data plane can be any of this or all of this. You see, I have two connections to the public, one via MPLS, another via internet from one of the cloud. Or I have two connections from the data center. One is through MPLS, one is through internet. Same way from campus, I may have one to MPLS, one to internet, or one to 4G, 5G connections. Likewise, branch office. So you may have more than one edge device in a location, nothing wrong. It is not like you should have only one edge device in one branch office. You can have more than one for high availability and also to have better path selection. So, this vManage, this vManage. This vManage is a smart fellow. But we don't call vManage a smart guy. vSmart is smart, but vManage is also very smart. This vManage has got something called telemeter. What? Telemeter. It will measure, as the word says, tele means what? Distance meter, metric meter. It will keep measuring the metric via MPLS, via internet, via 4G, 5G. It will keep checking the path. And now if I have, if I have the branch office to talk to the data center, I can go via 5G and via internet I can go. I can go via 5G and to the MPLS and I can go. Now, which one is best? Who will decide the management? The vManager will keep an eye on all the paths that are available. Now, based on that, the vSmart is going to decide the best path and push the best path to the routing table. Whatever the path that the routing table shows, that's the path the router is going to follow. So if your campus router says you need to go via internet, not via 4G or 5G, then the traffic will leave like this to go to the data center. So that is what the control plane injects to the routing table of the campus. And the control plane injects it based on what you have put in the vManage. In the vManage, you might have said, I want the best path, that's all. I'm not going to say I want internet path or 5G path. That is also an option. For this particular destination, go via 5G. For the other destination, go via internet. Like what we used to write in BGP attribute. Now, this is something what the vManage do. vManage, using vManage, not only we configure uh, the necessary things for the branch office, campus, data center, and cloud, this is also using a telemeter to keep an eye on all the available paths and to tell the vSmart, which one to follow, which path to prefer. So that's one thing about vManage. There are many more things that, as we go inside, I'll be talking. So two things you should know now about vManage. One is you have a template which can be reused for many sites in which you have profiles, service profiles, etc. So when the Singapore office comes for the first time, it knows how the router should behave. Mhm. Hmm. Template information you and me have to feed, and the template is already there in the vManage. We need to pick the one which is appropriate and put the necessary configuration there so that as soon as that, for example, I want the Singapore office that is coming up with a BGP enabled on the edge device and with this particular IP address from this particular subnet, then I need to use the template to input those information. Before the Singapore office comes, I can put this, keep it ready, and when the device from the Singapore is recognized, automatically the configuration will get pushed and all the CLI commands which we use manually will be now given by the application, given by the software. So zero touch, plug and play is achieved. Not only that, as we saw in the previous class, the visibility. Now you see, because of the telemeter, the visibility, the vManage has got visibility from right from this end to this end. So it can give a better path info, the best path, than we human being writing one device after the other. Right. So I have spoken about all these components. Let me quickly have a brush up on it. The data plane is just following the instruction given by the control plane, like routing table, access list, everything is going to be pushed to the data plane called VH by the control plane called vSmart. And control plane gets this policy from the management plane called vManage, through which we have defined the policy. We have defined the policies in the vManage. And the vManage is ready with all the policies, routing policies. As soon as the edge device comes online, they will be configured. Those policies will get configured into the edge device. Some configurations are directly returned to the edge device by the manager, but all the routing informations, the control plane informations are through the vSmart. So vBond is not in the site. vBond is only for the initial handshake. Once the branch office edge device got recognized by the vManager and vSmart, vBond is no more in the picture. But there will be ping messages going in between these controllers, which we'll talk later. And there is a protocol called OMP, Overlay Management Protocol, which will be running always in between the V-Edge and V-Smart. V-Edge and V-Smart. V-Edge and V-Smart. OMP, Overlay Management Protocol. Now, what is the purpose of this protocol? Let's say you have some network and you are running OSPF. And here also you have some network and you are running OSPF. Now the routes from OSPF is taken and given to OMP, and now vSmart will know about it, your edge device routes. That vSmart will also know about these routes given by the campus. Now vSmart will decide what routes of campus can be revealed to branch office and what routes of branch office can be revealed to the campus, depending on the policy that you wrote here. If you have a permission for this X network to talk to Y network, then the routes will get distributed in between this branch office and campus using the protocol OMP. OMP carries this route information, the route updates. OMP carries this route information. Overlay management protocol. That's all. The vSmart will never come into picture. Once they get the route, X is having the route to reach Y. Then it will use only this network using T-lock, transport locator. Using the T-lock, it will know what path to use. T-log is made up of IP address, color, and etc. thing which we'll talk later. All right. So today we have seen the controllers.